We met at Sam's final round of auditioning. I had already been cast as Camila, and we got to do a couple scenes together, which you can talk about. What happened in those scenes?
Well, what happened in those scenes? Well, it's quite a stressful time for me. You know, and yourself, Riley, and Will had all been cast, and they were all sat there basically watching me,
judging.
You know, sweat buckets, trying to do an American accent on the spot. Yeah, it was, and I'd just come from my like singing section of the audition, so I was already fried. And also, I'd only just flown into LA the day before, so I was all over the place, honestly. So my sort of experience of meeting them was such a whirlwind tornado of mixed emotions. Sort of excited to be there, but so nervous and felt so judged, and you know, I felt terrible. But honestly, I have to say, like yourself, Riley, and Will, they all made me feel very at ease, and they all, you know, gave me so much to work with that you know, I owe them a big thank you, because without them, I don't know that I would have been able to do it. But yeah, yeah. So it was a very, very great first impression.
Well, I actually think that we met a long time before we actually started shooting Daisy Jones and the Six.
Yeah, we met at a Burberry event way back when I'd just done the Mr. Burberry campaign, and it was right at the beginning of my career.
Yeah.
I think we met outside somewhere on Regent Street in London, I think.
We were probably in our early 20s.
Yeah.
Yeah, like 7 years ago or 7, 8 years ago. Right?
10.
You think 10?
Yeah. Yeah, maybe maybe 8, 9. I don't know.
Yeah.
Somewhere in that world.
Somewhere in that
A lot's
world.
happened.
Yeah.
How about Immaculate Reception?
No, that is awful. Okay.
I'm not changing the name.
I mean, listen, if we're throwing stuff out there, Hercules is still on the table.
Oh, crap, no.
Let it go. Deliverance, espionage, poison.
The six of us will never agree on a name. All right, so let's just...
What about the Six?
I read the book when I got the audition. I crammed it before I had to go in person, and I started with the intention of cramming it, and then actually genuinely binged it, and became a Daisy Jones stan. Is that what they call us?
It's a stan. What is a stan?
Stan is like they stand for us, I think, right? Stan? Okay, I'm an authentic Daisy Jones stan. And yeah, I didn't realize the level of fandom that came with this book. I think I knew that it was a really popular book, and now kind of releasing this baby into the world and seeing the feedback after the trailer launched yesterday is like a whole new level of kind of resurfacing this love for the book because of the connection that people have to it and sharing that with people. Like when I meet people on the street and they're like, oh my God, it's my favorite book. You're in my favorite book of all time. I'm like, oh, you're my friend. We like the same thing. So it's kind of an instant connection with people.
Yeah, I wasn't familiar with the book. I read episodes 1 and 2 prior to my audition. But then, yeah, as soon as I'd auditioned and I actually had time to think, I did source myself a copy and read it as quickly as possible, which I think was 2 days. And you know, I think immediately felt connected to the characters, not just Billy. Like I feel like every character goes on such a journey and is so complex. And you know, thankfully having the opportunity to do this in a TV series where you have the time over 10 hours to kind of really explore and get into those nooks and crannies of each of the characters. It was a real joy to kind of delve into that world.
I'd read the book and I was very, very eager to get Daisy Jones and the Six when it came around. I remember we both had, it was a very intense audition process. We had to really, I did a couple of auditions, and then there was also the music element of it. So what song did you perform for your audition? Do you remember?
I can't remember now.
No?
Oh yeah. No,
I did Light My Fire by The Doors. So there was like a sort of few week period before I went out to do that audition where it was da 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 da, like on the keyboard over and over again, and everyone that I was around, it was Christmas time, just they couldn't wait for me to leave. They couldn't wait for me to leave. Everyone was so sick of it.
Yeah, I can't remember off the top of my head what the songs I did for the audition, but yeah, it was a very rigorous auditioning process.
Yeah.
I think I must have auditioned about 10 times or something for this, you know, some over Zoom, some in the middle of a family dinner, some, you know, in LA, and then there was music auditions and all sorts of things.
Yeah.
But it was, you know, it was worth every second.
Okay, so you let somebody down, right? And now you're saying, you know, everything's fine. Look at us now. Everything's in the past. Nothing.
Yeah, what's wrong with that?
I don't believe it, and it doesn't sound honest, and it sounds simple. And I don't know you very well. You don't seem simple to me.
I've always had to fight for everything I got, like multiple rounds. I've never been like.
Well, I just did one round. I just did one day.
That's because you're like a seasoned actor.
Well, I think it's because I was in England and they didn't want to fly me back
they
again.
They didn't have a budget to keep.
I was like, I can't keep, and I can't afford to go again.
Because you're a seasoned actor.
No. But this is like the you know, I auditioned for this. Like the fact that doesn't matter whether you're a seasoned actor. I had to prove that I could sing, which is something, you know, in a recording. I'd never been in a recording studio. I'd never had to prepare my own song for something. You know, it was very, very different. And also, I've done chemistry tests, but it's usually with one person. This was like with 3 different people, and there was a room full of producers. So I mean, it was terrifying. And it had been a while since I had auditioned for anything. So this was new territory.
Mine was pretty traditional. Get the audition, go in for the first round of casting with the casting directors, and then if they like you, they bring you back for the producers and directors. And then I got to meet Riley on that one, and that was my chemistry read with Riley. So I had 2 rounds of auditioning.
Okay. Let me take you on a journey.
Yeah. How much time do we have?
I had never played guitar. I'd never really sung, never recorded a song, never acted before. I had to do an American accent. I had to lose weight. I had to grow my hair. Shaved my chest.
Lose your muscles.
What else? Yeah, lost my muscles. There was. It was one hell of a transformation. There are videos at me that I promise to post one day.
Yeah.
One of me singing on my first day of like singing lessons, and it is absolutely god awful. In fact, the producers sent me my audition tape
to show you how awful it was.
Literally, Lauren, the producer, came up to me and went, just to see how far you've come. I was like, why did you cast me? This is like the worst thing I've ever heard.
That's amazing.
But they saw something in whatever I offered. And I'm very grateful for the opportunity. But yeah, I was as shocked as anyone that I've come this far. But yeah, what did you have to do for preparation?
I worked with my acting coach, which is, I mean, you saw on set, I'm like really, I really love an acting coach. I would be like FaceTiming her in between scenes with Billy, but I run through every scene. I watched a lot of films of that era, and I work pretty diligently with a coach to kind of create the character and the backstory, and just so I feel confident when I get to set, feeling like I've got something of this character within me. But it wasn't as much of a stretch for me to play Camila because I didn't play instruments and I didn't have to move to America and change my dialect. So Sam is the one who had a real rough time.
I think the fact that we were able to play characters that kind of after that they'd had these careers and after they've been rock stars, like we're also playing ourselves in our 40s, and then we're getting to look back on our lives. So there was something very nostalgic about the project that kind of makes you feel like you've already lived out your life and been able to see into the future of where your loves might go and how and what can kind of go wrong and how you'll mess it up and how you'll kind of like manage that in the future. There was something really beautiful about that really attracted me to it.
Yeah, I hadn't thought about that on other times answering that question, but absolutely. I mean, there's so many factors with this that were appealing. For me, the opportunity to play an American role with an amazing company and, seeing Reese Witherspoon, Hello Sunshine, Amazon, it's all very... it's up there, it's amazing opportunity. But then, also to step into the 70s and get to enjoy the wardrobe. And then the fact that it's all about music. I'm playing a musician. I'm a musician myself, so the connection's there. It was just one of those no-brainer, have to do everything within my power to get this role auditions.
Hardest days were, I would say, that balcony scene.
But yeah, that was
the last episode. They really condensed some drama. New Orleans
just drained the energy.
Everything
out of me
that
every
happened
day.
once we landed in New Orleans was just intense. All the scenes that they saved to the like 8, 9, and 10. Just like it's going down. Yeah, I just was crying for my. Sam and I have some really beautiful, I think, scenes that were very painful and hard and deep and complex to nail. So I would say the last few episodes were really hard.
Yeah, I would agree. The scenes around the album cover shoot, when we were up in the Los Angeles desert, mountain, whatever it was, and it was so cold. And we were all wearing little to no clothes, and we had like these tents that were blowing away. It was hailing, it was snowing, it was just...
You'd never know that if you looked at the album.
But this thing is, even looking at photos that we took of each other, like behind the scenes photos, we're all smiling still. It was still just like every day everyone wanted to come to work. And I think it's very rare that is the case. And it's not just the actors, the crew. It was just a very, very joyous set to be a part of. Up there with the most enjoyable things. I think, but like at times, playing the songs and getting to rock out and, you know, muck around on a stage and pretend I'm a rock star. That was pretty cool. Yeah, I'd say.
And working with me.
And every scene with Cami.
Thank you.
And also, I have to say, I loved working with the little girl who plays our daughter.
Oh, Julia.
I honestly got relished the opportunity to play a father in being a father in real life, playing one on screen and
so
bonding with little Naya, who, you know, and the babies as well. Like, it was just a real, for me, like, heartwarming.
I think the most challenging for me was, I mean, just on the way that it's shot, but, you know, some of the music scenes that we were shooting, it would be an all day, all night shoot, you know, we're doing 12 hours of working on one song for a performance, and it's just getting all those technical shots. It's challenging in a different way beyond acting, perhaps, but physically challenging was the music shoots, I found. Anything for you?
I think watching sort of Riley unravel and kind of go, you know, having her kind of go berserk, and her and Billy, like I really enjoy like watching the dramatic sort of like outbursts.
And to talk about remarkable, I think for me it was likewise watching Billy and Daisy and their chemistry and the performances they gave were just so wonderful.
Yeah.
I don't even know why we're doing this. It's not a duet.
Billy, you wrote a good song, not a great one.
Did you guys want to record something or fight more? I'm fine either way.
Okay, let's get this started. This is Honeycomb, take 1.
Can I ask you a question? What do you think the song's about?
What do I think the song is about? What the song that I wrote? What do I think the song that I wrote is about? It's about starting a new life. I don't know who I am. It's about dreaming about something different. Baby, 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 do you know who you are?
Don't stop.
I wanted to tell you.
Daisy, look, we don't need to argue.
I was just gonna say that I love the sound of your voice.
We unraveled a long time ago. We lost and we couldn't let it go.
Oh my God.
Your first single, and it hits #1. How do you top that?
When you're making an album, it's an intimate thing. It has to be.
I've never seen him smile this much in his life. I used to be the first person that you'd play things for.
It's what people want to see. It's an act. You know that.
Tell me that there's nothing going on between us. Tell me if I'm crazy.
If you love her,
I don't.
well, if you ever do, that is when this ends.
Don't you think it's time to add a little fire?
Don't overthink it. I'm the fire.